Hi everybody, welcome to Rican Muslim, your host, Rican Muslim. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you guys for all your support. Uh, reached well over 7,000 subscribers. I'm humbled by you guys' support. Thank you so much. So yeah, um, I didn't know what to believe when I saw it that the Pope died at the age of 88. And I used to be a Catholic, Christian as well, and Protestant. So in my past, I never I guess it didn't hit me as hard. I know some of my Catholic brothers and sisters, which condolences to you all. Um, I know this is hard losing your it's a leader. It's a leader in the church, just like you will lose a pastor. He was a pastor of the biggest denominational church in Christianity. But to say a few things, he was one that didn't shy away from at least speaking truth when others wouldn't. He spoke against the atrocities in Gaza. He was not afraid to do it as well. When other Christians out there are plotting it, turning a blind eye, he would not. He would speak regardless of any backlash. He didn't care. He saw what was happening. He saw that it needed um, to be called out, and he did. He did it in a time where no Western leader would, even our quote unquote Muslim leaders wouldn't. So that was something that surprised many. I know he had a lot of different views. Many were kind of shocked at the things he pushed for. He talked about introducing this universalist thinking into his church, where funny enough goes against all catechism and the foundations of the church. And even I think the voices of what he thought were people that were marginalized. We know he what church did his time, especially with the LGBTQ community, were kind of like his use it. So I know he liked to kind of walk around the tight line between what he was doing or wasn't when he was wasn't quote blessing the marriages, just blessing the individual. I always thought funny how he always skirted the line between uh, what he could do and couldn't do. He was always one that would do that. Even calling saying that all religions eventually call for the same creator, which made many people just almost lose their mind over it in every denomination, Christianity. Um, but it's funny enough how he always tried to bring everybody together. So that was something that I would always, uh, I wouldn't condemn. I think he was hard, was in the right place. Of course, there were some areas that he didn't speak too much about. Things that happened in Europe where they were banning like things like hijab, things like that, where he wouldn't didn't speak any about. Um, Even though he was one about not just freedom, but freedom of religion. So there's some that will say that um, he should have maybe spoken a little bit more about. I don't think that's either here or there. I think he brought something different, definitely different. Since I will say, was it Pope John the 23rd? I think something like that. Um, I think with the Second Vatican or something, where things just there's so many changes happening on. I think he was another one that brought a lot of changes to the church. He had. It's funny enough because on an open mic he said that he didn't appreciate how the priesthood in his own was too. If I can say this, but becoming too gay. He said that on an open mic when he thought he was talking to a closed um, room of cardinals. So his views seem to just kind of be very sporadic. The church just didn't know where he was, wanted to take the church and the religion, in a sense. But I will say this: when he saw real injustice, real something, just he would speak out, and he did over and over again, even on the Easter Mass. He still decided to speak about it. In where most uh, don't think would. So I will definitely say that yeah, definitely he was definitely different, and he was at least a man of principle. So I don't really have much. I don't think I'll say bad about him. Um, in some sense, I think he will be missed because I think he was the last Western leader's voice um, that will speak against what's happening in Gaza. With him gone, will there be any, especially in Christian leaders who would? I don't know. I don't know where the church is gonna. I don't know where the church will bring or will go. I would. I would say that I hope the church doesn't go into. I guess say the route of where we saw Christianity in the West and the Protestant church become very nationalistic. I hope the Catholic Church doesn't go into that direction and where it just goes to another extreme. Of course, I will still do not want them to go to, I guess, more tyrannical that we've seen before at the church. I hope some of his legacy still goes on. The next one to come in will still speak truth when the injustices are happening, like in Africa and Gaza. It will not be afraid to call it what it is. But time will tell. But his voice will be missed. The type of person he is will be missed. And, you know, rest in peace, Mr. Pope. And yeah, and to all my Catholic brothers and sisters, condolences for those of y'all. I will not speak about his afterlife because only God knows the unseen and knows what I do not know. But I truly believe that he was a good man. So, till next time, assalamu alaikum.